Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back into the Nexus Gaming Series Division A. My name's Bahamut, and we, on the left-hand side, will be having under Newb management. We'll be having Alan by default on this Lucio. Liddell's going to be on the Varian. We'll see Sneaky Glades on the Sylvanas. AG, Silver AG, or I guess just Silver, 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 is going to be on that
10 seconds.
Zul'jin, dear lord, and Zolf is going to be on the, what I'm assuming is a solo lane Stitches. Over in the red, we're looking at Tricky Gooses. We got Elf Boy on the Leoric, Diablo to be played by Duck. Key is going to be on the Stukov Miniken on that Tychus, and we will be having Birdie played by the Li Ming. We're actually going to jump into the top lane immediately because it looks like there might be a potential pressure onto the top fort gate, but it's actually going to be initially a lot of burst onto Elf Boy, forced to tap well. Silver's going to go ahead and pop their rage and chunk their own health down, trying to have some extra damage for the siege, but they will be forced back by Tychus Overkill. All in all, bit of damage onto Leoric. He is forced to tap well, so it's a 2-minute cooldown on that ability, and some slight siege into the fort front gate. First objective phase going to be popping up here at the 3-minute mark. But until then, some rotation, some back and forth, and wow, I can't believe this is just constant rotation to the solo lane, where Varian just is doing his best to defend in this top lane. I actually love this rotation. This is a very interesting call from the side of under Newb management. Stitches want to solo lane. He did go hungry for more, so he is very much more a tank Stitches build, but I feel like, you know, this can go either way. Like, Varian could go any of his heroics. Twin Blade, C Smash, Taunt, they're all good options here. It just depends on, well, is Leoric going to, is Varian going to have to play into Leoric the entire time? Because if that's the case, then you probably want Twin Blades, maybe C Smash. I don't think you want Taunt if you're in the solo. Maybe we'll see that Taunt pop up. We got a level and a half to go before that's a possibility, so until we hit to that 4 talent tier, some rotations to be had. This is a very early Bruiser Camp from Tricky Goose. I have never seen a team grab this Bruiser Camp this early in a game, and I'm curious as to why it is. The camp cooldown is not a minute 30 like Alterac Pass, so it's not like you could, oh, this is super risky in my opinion, so they're going to grab this. It's a 4-minute cooldown still, so it's not going to be available for the first objective. And it should get cleared out, but I do actually want to point this out. This is going into a Varian. Leoric into a Varian, this should be Leoric's paradise, as Stitches is going to go down. That is going to be
First blood.
Going over to the side of our Tricky Gooses. Geeseses? There we go, perfect. Key, though, leading the charge. If I'm not mistaken, Key is a phenomenal Stukov player, so playing a comfort for this team right now. And I want to say I've seen Duck play... I've seen Duck, the person, play this Diablo quite a bit in the last season. It seems familiar, but I feel wrong in that. Ooh, okay, so maybe the reason they grabbed the camp so early is so they can invade this left-hand side when there's the expected camp play, but Miniken not going to be able to see anyone, so this is just backing off and going for the objective phase. Belith will spawn in the south position, and Alarian, the blue one, will spawn in the north position. Actually, I have that wrong. Belith will spawn north. Alarian will spawn south. As a Canadian, I support the phrase of Geeseses. Thank you, thank you. I have all of Canada agreeing with me. Thank you. It's Gosin as the plural. I'm sorry, that must be a regional thing in England. We do see the Tychus going down. Gonna fall to the Nexus forces. Probably a lot of damage from the Li Ming, and Varian will stick onto that Diablo like glue. So it is going to be a taunt-based Varian. So maybe Stitches will split into the Leoric. I don't know how this solo lane's gonna work out. I represent all of Canada. Oh, good to know. All right. So why do you guys all have bags of milk? Back to this conversation again. No, it's. Either way, we're going to be seeing our Mortal Phase ending here. A little bit more so race potential in favor for the side of under Newb management, as Belith and Alarian will move to the race potential sides, and let's see who has the faster race, because it is all out right now between both these teams, and that is going to be Belith chunked by the side of under Newb management. Tricky Goose is not able to win out in that race. Shadow Charge from Duck comes through. That's a lot of damage on to Zolf at first, but Duck, the Diablo, is the one who's taking a lot of the damage. He goes down before the healing pathogen connects, and that is another kill over to the side of under Newb management. How else would you drink milk? Out of your hands, direct from the udder? I don't know. A glass? Pour it into a glass like a human being? Utterly ridiculous. Top lane continues to get pushed in by the Immortal as Miniken's taking a whole lot of damage. Allen by default will die to the Nexus forces as that tower was targeted onto the Lucio and he was not able to get out of range in time. Diablo comes in with the Shadow Charge onto Silver, who chunks their own HP, and that is not going to be enough to find a kill into either or, as Zolf goes for the hook but won't connect onto anything beyond just I think it was a short distance Miniken hook. Let's go ahead and cycle through the other numbers right now, get an idea of what those look like, while Leoric is going to go ahead and push things out in bottom. Camp in bottom lane is 10 seconds off. Let's see what happens for this one. Nice Shadow Charge from Duck, pushes back Liddell, which allows the camp to be grabbed, but Duck goes back in. This is really risky. I think they have the Fire Stomp build, but that's not going to save you enough right there, and that is a kill into Diablo. I don't believe he had souls to reset, as he does have the full death timer. Okay, sorry. I had a Slack message making sure that I wasn't missing anything, but we are A-okay. And that Leoric is really just bringing the experience. Lucio actually out healing the Stukov by a solid 3-ish thousand. Nice play so far. Good Lucio play from Allen by default in general. Being able to get the push-off setups and even just those clutch heals and consistent healing as well. I require sunglasses for that pun. Maybe if you're good. I don't wanna jump out of the entire game to do a meme. Immortals will spawn here in 23 seconds as the bottom lane camp is going to be grabbed by the side of Tricky Gooses. Goose. Now I'm throwing my own self off. Stitches gets a free fort top lane. That's pretty big in my opinion. Just a free fort. No contest. All right. I mean, it is down 10s, but still, I feel like the Stitches should have been punished regardless. Putrid Bile, Toss Dingo, we have Warbringer for the Varian. Lucio holding, but I can only assume it's high 5. And we have the Sylvanas going for Mind Control. On the opposing side, Wave of Force. Leoric and Tomb, Diablo with the Apocalypse, Tychus holding, but I can only assume Commandeer Odin. I doubt Draken Laser Drill and Flailing Swipe from the Stukov, as this is going to be a lot of damage going out onto Duck initially. That actually is going to be Draken Laser Drill going down, as Diablo does as well, and the Draken Laser Drill getting some siege value onto this. Red, thank you for gifting 1 sub to Moose Cannons. I will resend your alert when we get out of game. Thank you very much for the tier 1 to Moose Cannons. Gonna rock some Tyrande, gotta support quests. Nice, Nas. Enjoy your Tyrande games. Speaking of subs really quickly, tomorrow morning is the subathon. Starts at 6 a.m. PDT. 9 a.m. EDT, and 15 CEST. I think my math is right on that. If you click on the schedule link in the chat, it is going to localize all of the times to your time zone. So if you're in Mountain Time, it will auto-adjust to that. If you're in HST in Hawaii, it'll adjust to that. We pre-subbing for the marathon. Y'all are sweet to me. I'm excited for it. There's a bot apparently through Stream Elements where basically I can set it so that subs equal the 6 minutes, and then I don't have to do any math or anything like that. Like the bot will just take care of it, and I can have it max out at 18 hours and not go over. The question is, will it... Anyways, sorry. Hold on. We'll talk about this in a second. We have an Apocalypse from the Diablo. Tychus utilizing that minigun to shred through the Stitches, but Stitches pops the Putrid Bile, and that will be Diablo going down. 86 souls, so he's not enough to get that revive. He needed another 14. And I was actually incorrect earlier. I thought he was Fire Stomp build. I misread the talents. He is auto-attack build. Don't ask me how I misread all that, but either way... He's not going to be able to get any value from that Fire Stomp, and this is looking like a Immortal to push through the bottom lane in favor for the side of our under Newb management. Also, as a reminder, we have a live game later today. Gilly Shark versus Minion Miners at 6:30 PDT. It is roughly 5 hours from now. Taunt from Varian goes out onto Miniken. There will be a Wave of Force from Li Ming. Mind Control from the Sylvanas as well, and that'll be Tychus going down. Varian finishes out his level 1 questing talent, the Lion's Maw, being able to get the increased duration on that, the increased slow on his Lion's Maw. I believe that's all, though. Slow increases from 50% and duration is increased to 2 seconds. And you also scale up your damage as well on top of that. Stitches has his level 13, which means he has the increased range on Hook. He has that 40% range increase, if I'm not mistaken. Basically, Fishing Hook is now baked into that level 13 talent tier, which is nice. You don't need to spend a talent to get increased range, and that is going to be a connection onto Tychus. He goes down to the Zul'jin damage. Mind Control from Sylvanas connects onto the Diablo as he is saved by the Entomb. The Apocalypse is going to be triggered. Elf Boy is going to be taking quite a bit of damage. That's Leoric falling. This is looking like it's going to be Key, the next target, with the Immortals still below 50%. It's still up and available, but below 50% HP. And they're going for core on the side of under Newb management. I don't know if this is possible. If Li Ming can find a reset here, that'd be huge. And she's not even able to. The core is just getting shredded, and that's game number 1. Speed ran in 10 minutes and 23 seconds. GG. Well played. Gilly Shark, they're the best. I've never heard of them before. I'm really excited. It's this really new team. I believe I'm mispronouncing. I believe it's Golly Sharks. Never heard of this team before. I'm excited to cast them. Minion Miners, I've casted them from season to season to season. They're a great team. Waiting for the blue shock face in chat. Their captain, Chemo Simpson, is pretty good at coin tosses. He is, actually. From my understanding, he had a really good coin toss record in Season 11 of NGS. Yes, Golly Sharks, with the known member of Chemo Ripton's stick and Cheeselonger. Cheeselonger got me good. All right, let's get into our next map. That was a good game 1, but I can't believe how quickly that map went. That was a very fast map number 1. Alrighty, let's go to the website. Let's get this, and if anyone's wondering, I can look right now. Are you surprised? There's a Zagara ban. Cheeselonger, is that a hot scod, right? Yeah, it's Cheeselogger. It's actually Cheeselogger. All of you are spelling it wrong. Cheeselogger is going to be the new hero in Here's the Storm. I believe they're coming from the Wisconsin universe. It's so weird to hear that Zag is back. Yeah. Where's Crushinator? I need Crushinator to come by in chat so I can flame him for saying that there was gonna be a patch this week. How dare you, Crush? How dare you lie to me? I was so ready for there to be a patch. I had made mental notes about it. If anything, like, oh, could you imagine if we get a patch right before the games tonight? Could you imagine? Could you imagine Blizzard just putting out a patch right before some games today? Nat Pagel, new Nexus hero. That actually would be good. Harrison Jones would be cool. I don't know what he would do. No. Legitimately, like all jokes aside, I actually, you know who I'd really like to see, and I think it'd have so much uniqueness, and I think it'd be really cool. The Innkeeper from Hearthstone. Have him do something with the Hearthstone cards. I think that'd be so cool. Something Hearthstone based. I know I'm sure people are like, no, don't bring in another universe. Shut up. I think it'd be cool. I imagine other abilities would have to do the Green Bay. Not all of them. There'd be a lot of cheese, maybe some Frito pies. Nat Pagel for the fishing. That would be good. That would be good, yeah. I think the Innkeeper, I think there's so much they could do with a Hearthstone Innkeeper. Cheese curds, see? Cam knows what's up. Is that really another universe? Technically, no, because, Rexar's over there, Valira's over there, but, in reality, all of those characters are from Warcraft, so... Bob from the Tavern? Get out. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Not.
Bob from the Tavern, yeah. Nat Pagel for any primers. That would be good, actually. Come on, guys. We're not getting any new heroes anytime soon. It's almost been 1 year since we got a new hero. So we're bound to get one soon, right? Also, I forgot to do this. Red, thank you for the gifted sub.
Hello.
Hey Tim, how you doing? I think we're getting a hero sometime soon. I think it's possible. I haven't written it like out of the books for me. Let's see, last hero. The last hero officially released. Hogger released on December 1st of 2020. So it hasn't even been a year yet. Hasn't even been a year yet, Moose. It's been almost 9 months. Is this a cannon that fires meese or moose with mounted? Oh, they're asking about your name. Almost a year. It used to be every 3 months. It used to be every month, my dude. It used to be all the time. It used to be like every single month we get a new hero. Hold on, sorry, I'm at the way too top of the list. Yeah. 2014, month of 5. 2014, month of 6. 2014, month of 7. 2014. There was actually a month that they skipped. But then you get 2 heroes in October. It's BlizzCon. So it used to be, like, the cadence used to be almost every month. Almost every month. And if it wasn't every month, sometimes you'd, like, wait 2 months, and then you get, like, 2 heroes in 1 month. I'm literally looking at all the dates right now. I mean, like, are we really surprised? Are we really surprised at the state of things? Like, at the state of Blizzard, at the state of Here's the Storm development team? Like, none of this is, like, surprising and shocking, like, oh my god! But we all love the game, we all enjoy it, and at this point, that's all you can do. It's a moose shooting a big cannon with moose cannonballs. Whoa. Or moose cannonball. Yeah, I don't think those exist. All right, well, let's get into another game now that I've discovered that moose cannonballs don't exist. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, into the Nexus Gaming Series Division A matchup of Under Newb Management versus Tricky Goose and Gooses. And this is going to be map number 2, Towers of Doom. We got Zolf on the Dahaka. We're going to be seeing Sneaky Glades, I believe, on that Cassia. Allen by default on the Stukov. Liddell going to be on this Newbrak, and Silver on the Li Ming. Over in the red, we got the members of Tricky Gooses. So we are going to be seeing if they can take us to a map number 3 through Towers of Doom. Elfboy on the Leoric, Birdie on the Falstad. Miniken will be on that ETC, Key on the Anduin, and Duck to be on the Sylvanas. We check out our level 1s, and let's get into our mid lane, see what our first engagement will be looking like. Also, AGG, good to see you, my friend. I saw you do the command, and I didn't see it go initially, so I pushed the button, and I realized, oh, it just spammed the command twice. Wonderful. Are they like Rocky Mountain oysters? I would hope not. No, thank you. Y'all can Google that one and figure it out if you don't know. So we're here into Towers of Doom. The rotations are fairly standardized for our core 4 between the Sapper camps in this bottom lane. As for our solo laners, Dahaka and Leoric, they will be doing the mid to top rotation, maybe sneaking a Sapper camp in that top lane here and there. But looking at some of our level 1s, we are going to be seeing Impale for the Cassia instead of any sort of Thunderstroke or Charge Strikes. Impale will increase Fenn's cast range and area of effect by 25%. It deals an additional 50% damage to enemies below 50% HP. So it's looking like this is going to be a wombo, bursty sort of composition from the side of Under Newb Management. Looks like we'll have some sort of Dahaka tongue drag and then a Newb burrow charge or vice versa. The Newb essentially I feel like will be the big key player in this. Burrow charge into Impale, Li Ming throws a couple combos in, and Cassia comes in with a Fend, shredding the latter half of the HP. Liking that composition. Now on the opposing side of things, what are we looking at? How are they going to play this? Well, we got an ETC, so we're looking probably for a Mosh combo. But as we look at Mosh combos, it's probably going to be denied very easily unless you go for some sort of Holy Word Salvation, which 2 heroics just to do an area CC I don't think is worthwhile. So maybe we actually see Stage Dive ETC, because there's Wave of Force Li Ming, double CC from a Newb. You've got Cassia potentially with her Valkyrie, Flailing Swipe, Massive Shove from Stukov. I just think there's too much isolation from Dahaka. I think there's just way too much to be able to deny an ETC mosh. I believe Elongated Tongue from Dahaka can catch the ETC out of his mosh pit. So what I think it's going to be is a lot of just ETC power slides in, Anduin goes for the Chastise, and that's where Falstad, Sylvanas really need to put in the pressure. But that's a lot of just sustain auto attack damage. There is some burst available within the Falstad, a little bit within that Sylvanas, but it's going to be a lot more sustain. And Stukov, I feel like he's going to be able to deal with that sustained damage fairly easily with his current build of the Vigorous Reuptake, as well as what I'm assuming he's going to go into the Portrait build here. So he's going to go all into Trait, not Portrait. Why do I allow these things in my chat? It's Google it, Harkin. Just Google it. Just Google it. Dahaka to go to top left. Leoric is going to move his way over to the right. He did use Wraithwalk. That's why you saw his model jump from this left-hand side over to the right very quickly. Bottom lane Scuffle still will progress. Dahaka, he does use Brushstock over to this right-hand side. I do like that Brushstock positioning. Tries to get into the backline onto the Anduin. Really, really good priority. That's, I feel like, a lot of Dahaka's miss moments like that. Rather than trying to Brushstock into the backline, they Brushstock into a safer position with their friendly team, whether it be this left or this bottom bush. So I think going for the aggressive bush here, even though it was a little blind, you are able to still make some big plays. And you also threaten that Dahaka reveal, or him coming out of Brushstock, does have a very loud audio cue. So if you hear that coming up, you typically want to run away from the bushes, and that's often when that's the case. But we are back into rotations. It is going to be 36 to 32 in core HP, with the members of under Newb management ahead in this game and ahead in this best of 3 series. I have children, that's why I can't have nice things. That's fair. I saw, what was it? It was like, I was scrolling through Reddit this morning, and there was like, it was like one of those like perfectly cut screams subreddits, and like there was like a dad holding up like a TV, like about to mount it, and like the kid just comes up with a hammer and just like smacks the center of the TV. I was so cracking up so hard at that. Because that's just kids. That's just kids. Like, yep. I want you all to suffer with me. It's all right. People come by my stream and talk enough about Phoenix. I'm suffering. All right. The new Brett goes in for a burrow charge onto the ETC, trying to make a play here. Sneaky Glades looking to poke in as well, but it's not going to be enough. The Ming's Arcane Orb will connect. One win with Tyrande. Nice. I think, you know what? We were talking about healers that, you know, we were talking about a bunch of healers earlier. And I think Tyrande is actually one of those underutilized, undervalued supports or healers. I also think, though, she's very synergistic with teams. I think you need to be on a team in comms or have an understanding of what you're doing. Because I think shot calling is a big priority with how you play Tyrande. I think there's so much revolving around her, CC, and Huntress Mark that you need to be able to coordinate that stuff. Unless you have a god tier, you know, Storm League teammate who just reads every single one of your lunar flares as, oh, that's an engagement potential, and goes for those. Like, so I think it's a lot of that kind of stuff. I think there's a lot of communication that is valued with her, and I think that's why we see her more so in competitive play rather than, like, at least in my opinion, in Storm League and unranked. At least from my experience. In Storm League and stuff, I feel like you just go with a lot of safer heroes. Lucio, Anduin, Stukov, Deckard, Kane, Ana. I feel like a lot of those are the safer, also easier too. Like if I have to play support, Lucio's my go-to, or if I have to play a healer, just because keep people in a bubble. Keep people inside that circle. Brightwing, I feel like is a lot more nuanced than Lucio. I mean, there's some nuance with Lucio, but I feel like Brightwing, you have to consider a lot more factors with your phase shift, with your positioning. Who do you give your pixie dust to? Birdie takes a lot of damage. Oh, Stukov. The lurking arm will be enough, but Liddell finds themselves on the wrong side of the wall, but the side wall's already gone, so they are out of there. No big deal. Double objective phase is going to be up next in the mid and bottom positions, and it's looking like I was rambling through an entire last one, and there were about 8 shots that went into the enemy core. Must admit, though, Stukov's been feeling really weak in the late game. Really? Saw a gif of a guy moving a TV out of his house and holding it over the balcony, and the kid walked up and banged. I was going to drop it. You can imagine the rest. Oh, no. Oh, are we flaming each other in chat? Oh, boy. Here we go. I'm excited. All right, let's see. Falstead. I think he was trying to position for a gust there, but he just couldn't get in the right positioning, so he just held it. I respect that from Birdie. I would have probably still tried to force the gust and tried to make the play with the Leorc, but maybe Leorc was calling for an entomb and it just wasn't lined up, so it was canceled out. Either way, still good control. Falstead gets a hammering out, chunks Allen for a little bit with that hammering. Li Ming throws a combo out, doesn't connect onto Birdie. There's a mind control from the Sylvanas, but she gets annihilated for even trying to make a play. Li Ming gets a reset, trying to get another one into the ZTC, who is going to be hit with the isolation, cocoon. Onto Falstead, but he's able to barrel roll over the wall. There's a fend from Cassie that pulls her around the wall, and ETC on the top right of our screen does go down. Shots rain in onto the Tricky Goose core. This is looking a little dire for our Geese. He's not as bruisery late game. Have you thought about playing him more bruisery late game? I've heard that works really well. Falstead hammering is going to be able to deal quite a bit of damage to the sappers. You have one of them going down. Moshpit from ETC will be interrupted by the Li Ming as well as the Flay and Swipe from the Stukov. That's what I was talking about earlier. I wasn't expecting it at Moshpit ETC, but maybe he just didn't want to go for a global. He didn't feel like he'd be useful. Splitting himself from the team. I feel like, though, like you could have gone stage dive, stage dove into the backline, power slide through. That allows Sylvanas and Falstead to try and find some burst. You can capitalize with a chastise from Anduin. At least this is me theory crafting. Obviously, these players are a lot better than me. There's still the factor of one good mosh. That is true, Stark. You are correct. You are correct. I am selling Miniken short of that availability, because he could literally power slide, get the God Mosh, get 4 enemy heroes, Falstead hammerings in, Sylvanas just dumps in damage, Anduin finds a fuse, chastises, there's a light bomb. There's absolutely room for that to happen. Will it? I don't expect it at this level of play. I don't expect Division A members to group up and get caught by a massive mosh by that. But that's just me. We'll see. Dahaka brush talking into the bush over here. The gust from Falstead comes through. Keep in mind, Dahaka actually went for paralyzing enzymes. And I have talked about this in the past. I think since the rework of Dahaka, I wouldn't even say it a rework, since Dahaka just had some quality of life adjustments to his talents, like I wouldn't even say it's a rework, but he's had some buffs overall. I think Dahaka's in a phenomenal spot. He was always in a good spot, but a lot of his talent tiers are arguably difficult to choose from, because I feel like you don't just go like one specific type of build. There's a lot of flexibility with him right now, but either way, let's talk about this Entomb from the Leorc, as we do have a mind control from Sylvanas. ETC does go down, Light Bomb from Anduin connects onto Sneaky Glades. There's actually Elf Boy carrying that Light Bomb. Liddell going for the channel. Leorc is going to have to Wraith Walk away, and this Newb should have the channel with ETC dead for the next 18 seconds. You're pretty good. You have Galaxy. Yeah. See, the issue is I may have the smarts. I don't have the mechanical skills. That is the issue. That is where I have a lot more respect for these players than my own play. Because the mechanical skill is there's many factors in a MOBA, and mechanical skill is very, very one of them. You can have all the game knowledge in the world, but if you have no idea how to actually utilize it, or apply it, I guess is probably a better way to put it, then You're me. Hey, Pizza, what's up, bud? Blue team is controlling the spaces. Yeah, under Newb management is doing a really good job of basically macroing. The Dahaka's had a phenomenal game as well. Zolth has just been around this map consistently. His brush stocks have been very good. He's had aggressive brush stock pushes. That's a good mosh, but the flailing swipe from Stukov comes through. Mind control connects onto Stukov, but he is too far away for anything bad to happen. Soar, how are you? I'm doing good. I'm doing pretty good. I had a productive morning. I mowed the grass actually today. I tested out the generator to make sure it works, all that good stuff. I had Spectrum come by, chatted with them. They actually are escalating things to like system techs and stuff like that. I gotta say this, the Spectrum guy that I got was the coolest motherfucker on earth. Like, he was super cool. Like, we chatted about Twitch streaming and stuff for like the vast majority of the time he was here. Super nice guy, really, really helpful. So, yeah, and then they left and I just started streaming immediately. And we have our subathon tomorrow, so I am going to cast a bunch of games. We have one live game later. I tried to get two, but just there's NGS rules about the timing in between games that you're allowed to grab for live games, and there was no earlier game to grab. So we have one live game later today. It's Gilly Shark versus Minion Miners at 6:30 PDT. It's less than 5 hours from now. And we have to restart stream for that, but that's whatever. So I've been missing streams lately. That's okay, my friend. You do not have to apologize. I appreciate you coming by and still hanging out. I hope you're doing well. I hope your painting is sitting nice in your house as well, or your room, wherever you put it. All right. While they sit at 3 HP, Tricky Goose are able to get this objective phase. Do they go for boss? I feel like boss. So boss is a win condition for the side of under Newb management, but if they start this boss and then they fail on it, that's just going to be GG power slide from the ETC, connects onto the Dahaka. He tries to burrow away, buys a little bit of time, pops the Essence. I don't think you can Essence through enough of this, and that was nearly 2 health bars of Dahaka going down. Honestly, I feel like you can play Dahaka on any map at this point. I know you don't get as much value on smaller maps, so you might as bigger maps, global, I would agree. I would absolutely agree, Tom. Like Volskaya Foundry. I think Volskaya Foundry is one of his weakest maps because you can't utilize his assets of the brush stock. Because like Control Point B has the closest bushes for Control Point B on Volskaya Foundry are near the biotic emitter. That is the closest bushes that you can get to Control Point B. So there's no surprise factor in that. But his wave clear, his tongue drag, his CC, all of the things that you're saying, I absolutely agree with you, my friend. I absolutely agree. I think Dahaka's in a phenomenal spot right now. I hope that when we eventually get a patch, he's untouched. I don't think he's OP. I don't think he's underpowered. Like, I think he's in a nice, sweet spot in the game. That's just me, though. Mind Control Sylvanas will go out connecting onto the Newb, but once again, it's just max range, not able to do anything but just CC the Newb for a second. Now, if 3 of these sappers get over the wall, this is going to be game in favor for the side of under Newb management. So 1, 2, 3 sappers need to be dealt with. Duck trying to lock down the tower with that black arrow from Sylvanas. That will expire in a second. She just throw another Haunting Wave out, trying to chunk down this tower. Leoric throws an Entomb out. There's going to be a Light Bomb from Anduin, but this is going to be Leoric still falling. Isolation onto the ETC. That's a reset for Li Ming. Good gust from Falstad as 1, 2 sappers, I believe, are still available, but a single altar will be channeled by Dahaka. Unless Falstad goes for the Hail Mary flight, well, he can't, because he is currently in CC hell. And that'll be the channel through from Dahaka, and our first best of 3 of the day is going to go over to the side of under Newb management in a very quick 2-0 fashion. GG, well played.